All right. Big up to everyone that's going to watch this. Salute. We're back again. It's Bobby A in the cut. We just watched Smackdown Ancient Aliens season premiere. I think it's 23 now. And Bill Maher. So we're gonna get into it straight away. I'm in a mood tonight. So we're gonna do it. Last night I was hanging out with the Union boys. It was a long night. And as everyone knows who knows me, I'm off on Fridays. I'm off. My weekend is Friday and Saturday. So it's a long one last night. Feeling it. As Owen Wilson expertly said on in Wedding Crashers, we're not that young. We're not that young. So I'm feeling it. But we're gonna have fun tonight. I got a lot of shit to say. All right, let's start with but I hope everyone's doing well in life. Everyone's happy and successful and safe and protected. That goes without saying every time. All right, so let's get into we're gonna talk about Arsenal. We're gonna talk about MSG Corporation. We're gonna talk about Eli getting in, not getting into the Hall of Fame. First ballot, he may eventually get in, but it's still a shambles. We'll get into that. We're going to talk about real time reaction, Bill Maher, Smackdown, and Ancient Aliens. So let's get Ancient Aliens out the way. I don't like what they're doing now because they're doing just straight up countdowns of things that we've already seen. I guess because there's so much content out there where they have 20 plus seasons of content, and now the new season just premiered today, and all they're doing is it's a countdown. Big up Giorgio though, my guy. I dressed up as him, and for to go to Comic-Con in New York City, Javits Center, and he liked my video. Post, not a video, excuse me. He liked my post. So Giorgio he's on the radar. Yeah, and that'll come into play later. Not Giorgio specifically, but other people. But Ancient Aliens they're doing top 10 countdown shows. That's the new season. I don't know about that. I want to learn about new shit. But I think they're like the recycling of old material and putting it into a countdown list and calling it a new episode. We got to call it out what it is. I don't know about that one. But I like everyone. I like everyone on that show. I like the History Channel, but that was I would say a disappointing season premiere. Smackdown. Let's get into Smackdown before we get, because we're gonna go crazy on the Cronkies and James Tolan and MSG Corp. Because you know what we do here. We call it out. If they want to suspend me, feel free. I don't care. I'm not in this for the career or any kind of donations or likes or shares or subscribes. Do whatever you want. No one. They'll watch it. They're monitoring my activity, but I mean, the reach. I don't know, but I guarantee you, I'm infamous in the the football Twitter sphere. In real football, not American football, real football, and hockey as well. They know who I am. They know who I am. MSG. If anyone doesn't know, Madison Square Garden has facial recognition software now, where if you go to a concert, it doesn't matter where you go, concert, Knicks game, Rangers game, anything, any kind of an event, They scan your face. They know who you are. And let's just say they know who I am. Yeah, yeah, I'm looking straight at you. I'm gonna point into the video scope. You know, they know who I am. So let's get into Ancient Aliens. We'll get into that. It was just a top 10 list. There's not much to say about that. It's more things we already knew, but I still love that show. Let's see what they do in the next episode because the new season just dropped. And also shout out to that show for being on for so many seasons on the History Channel. It's not a streaming service. It's not on some obscure channel. It's on the History Channel. And there it's been 20 plus seasons, you know. It's because people like it. It's very educational. Even if you're not into the supernatural like extraterrestrial part of it, it's still a good show, man. It's still a good show. So check that out if you get a chance. Smackdown, Alexa Bliss came back, Sister Abigail. So for all the wrestling fans in the chat in the comments or watching, Sister Abigail she's back. And I love how there's never been an official announcement that she's Sister Abigail. And rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. We lost him at real young. So but Alexa Bliss is back and she signed this might be a little bit of insider knowledge. She's signed a 5-year deal back with WWE. She's going to be here for a while. And it's been 2.5 years since we've ever seen Alexa Bliss back. And then we had Jey Uso, whose intro now. Jey Uso's entrance is longer than the Undertaker's was. Now, it's legitimately. I clocked it. I timed it tonight. It's over 5 minutes long with the eating. Yeah, I don't mind. I like Jey Uso, but his entrance takes over 5 full minutes, which is insane. Um, and then who came out he called out Cody Rhodes because Jey Uso is the Royal Rumble winner, so he gets to pick who he fights at WrestleMania. Is it Cody Rhodes or is it going to be Gunther for which title? So that was there. Drew McIntyre got switched to SmackDown now, so he was there. But yeah, we're not going to get bogged down with the WrestleMania talk because I like that but I will say I love that it's WrestleMania season now because everything, all the storylines and the story arcs right now are going to lead to WrestleMania, which I believe it's in Philadelphia. It's at Lincoln Financial Field, who are in the Super Bowl now. They can go fuck off. They can do one. I like Philadelphia. I actually let me be clear. I like Philadelphia. I like the people of Philadelphia. I hate the sports teams. That's what I'm going to say. Philadelphia sports fans, we all know what they're about. I don't have to go into that, but Philadelphia is a cool city. I like the people that I know. Philadelphia, for me, I have an affinity for Philadelphia um, in terms of the people and the community. I hate the Eagles. And I hate that John Maher. It's not John Maher's fault. I should take that back. Whatever his name is, the Giants GM. Why did we allow the best running back? I don't even watch football anymore, and I know this. Why did we allow this man Barkley to go back to the Eagles. How the fuck did that happen? Oh, I know why. Because we have a GM who's lost. Incompetent is beyond incompetence. It's stupidity. I know that. I don't know. I've never managed a football team ever in my life, and I know you shouldn't do that. What the fuck is wrong with that? So we'll get into that. But John Mara, the owner of the Giants, the Mara family, he wanted to keep Saquon. So let's not. I think I've talked about this before on this channel. That's all good. He's okay. And shout out Kate and Rooney Mara. NYU, went to school with her. Salute. They know. They're cool. Always obligatory. Like humorously, I gotta shout out. I always shout out the Maras, the Mara family. Salute every time. Not and I'm not trying to take the piss. Like they're actually cool family. But we let Saquon Barkley go to, of all places, Philadelphia. I can't stand this shit. Like, shit is absolutely preposterous. That this has been allowed to happen. Then we have the Cronkies. All right, let's start with the Cronkies. So then we'll get into Eli. So we got through, Smackdown, right? Cronky and Sports and Entertainment. Cronky Sports and Entertainment. Arsenal, if anyone doesn't know, Arsenal got eliminated in the League Cup. I don't call it the Carabao Cup or the Carling Cup, which it was when I first started following football. The League Cup. It's called the League Cup. Got eliminated by Newcastle. We've played Newcastle 3 times this year. We've only had 3 shots on goal. 3 shots on target, 0 goals. We've played Newcastle 3 times. Haven't scored a single goal. Lost all 3 games. All 3 games. 0, 0, and 3. No draws. We've lost every single game. And we've been shut out every single game. Clean sheets for Newcastle. 3 shots on target. 1 per game. Now, why is that? Well, I'll tell you why that is. Because the Cronkies, and it's not all, Stan is out. We protested against Stan and he left. It's more Josh Kroenke now and Arteta. That's why Vinay left, our CEO left, and Edu also left to go to Nottingham Forest to control that multi-club project. So your sporting director left, your CEO left, your owner stepped down and gave it to his son. So it's Arteta and Josh Kroenke are calling all the shots. And now we're in Dubai at Salt Bay's restaurant again, where last year Salt Bay was feeding Arteta slices of beef in his mouth. Pause. Big pause. And I'm winding myself up, but this is the point of the channel. Now they're back there again, doing the same shit that we did last year. And guess what we did last year? What did it lead to? No trophies. 0 trophies in 5 years. That's what we're looking at. $800 million spent. Nothing to show for it. No trophies. But we're in Dubai partying right now. Because why are we partying? Why don't we have a game this weekend? Because we lost on penalties to to the most shit Man United team you could ever think of. The the manager himself, Ruben Amorim, said this is the worst Man United team. The own manager said this is the worst team that Man United has ever had in the history of the Premier League since 1993. The worst team. He said it himself. The own manager saying this is the worst Man United team he's ever seen in over 30 years since the creation of the Premier League. And we got knocked out by them when they were down to 10 men for 60 minutes. They were playing down a man for 60 minutes and they still beat us. What are we doing here? This is fucked up. And this is what I'm talking about. But the Cronkies don't care because as long as Arsenal are in the Champions League and we get to the quarterfinals, we finish top 4, television revenue, commercial revenue, we drop more merchandise than any other team in world football. Every 2 weeks there's a new warm-up top. There's new pants, there's a new tracksuit. This shit is crazy. Yeah, man, I'm so worked up I can't even speak. Tracksuit. I'm getting so mad, dude. I'm getting so mad. And the fans have a big part to play in this as well because the fans just accept the PR every time. They just KSC is bending you over a barrel, giving it to you, and you're just accepting it. You're just going to accept it. They're milking you. They're taking advantage of you. They're exploiting you. And you're just going to. It's what I was saying on the first episode. As long as you have fashionable players, cool clothing, you have good PR, nobody cares anymore. The fans don't care. They're taking selfies and videos of themselves at the game. That's what they care about. They don't care about the result. They don't care about trophies. They don't care about winning. They don't care about success. It's a spectacle. It's like going to a Broadway music show. It's theater. It's a spectacle. They don't care. Doesn't matter if you win or lose. That's irrelevant now. Same thing with the Rangers. Let's get into the Rangers. Let's get into James Dolan. Yep. You want to talk about the accusations? Yeah, how did that go away? Where's the media reporting on that? All right, because they're all bought. They're all brown envelopes. They're all bought. I'll tell you, you want to go there. You really want to go there. Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. Because I will say what I know. And if you to take down the channel, I don't care, man. I'm not in this for the money. I'm not in this for clout or fame or status or likes, subscribers. I'm not in this for any of that. Don't fuck with me. I'm just going to leave it right there because I will chef you differently. All right. And they know, which is why they suspended me from X before. I've already done it. I've been suspended from X by them before. They know. What we got here? All right. Yeah. Dolan, yeah, the Rangers. I haven't watched hockey. I think I explained this before. I haven't watched a single Rangers game this year because I don't want to be part of this clown show. I'm not going to be a part of this clown show. I refuse. I'm not doing it. I'm not. It's not even about the money. It's more about my time and energy, which is more valuable to me now. I'm not going to let these people milk my time and energy just so they can get the pound note, just so they can get. They know. They know what they're doing. They're what I would say is they're very clever and astute uh, in the financial business wise. Yes, I get it. Fair play. But you are alienating and actively trying to remove the real fans, the true fans, so you can bring in tourists, you can bring in celebrities, you can bring in the corporate empty suits. That's who you want at Madison Square Garden for the Knicks and the Rangers. The Knicks are an embarrassment, and people are talking about all this. The Knicks are Jalen Brunson FC. As long as Jalen Brunson is on the Knicks, no one is going to care. No one will complain. Sydney Sweeney, I said it last week. Oh yeah, where was she last time? She was at the Rangers game. She's at the Knicks game. She's at the Rangers game. Why does that matter to you? Someone explain that to me. Someone explain to me why it matters that Sydney Sweeney is at the Rangers game. Explain that to me. Why is that cool? I genuinely want to understand why. That even why is that significant? Why is that and even beyond significance? Why is that important to you? I want to know because I don't care about um, these athletes' personal lives. What do I always say? I want to see this. That's what I want to see. I want to see the trophy race at the end of the season. Then we can party. I'll be the first one there partying all night. I'll party all week with you. I don't care about who you're dating, what are your how many kids you have, what's your background, where you're from, what sponsorships you have, how many commercials you have, what magazine covers you're on. I don't give a fuck about any of that. Win me the title. Win me the title, and then we can do all the fun stuff. I'm not saying you can't have fun. I always say this. We can have fun. Let's raise the title first. Let's lift the trophy. Then we can do all that shit. We can do up the sponsorship deals, the sneaker deals, the commercials, the award shows, the celebrity the partners. Then we can see the reality shows, the documentaries where you can see your house, how big your house is, and then the car and the family and the kids. All good. Everything. I'm not against any of that. I want to see I want to see the banner and the rafters first. Then we can do all that. But no, they've switched it. They've these private equity firms like Kroenke's, to come back full circle. The Kroenkes, just like the Glazers did with Man United, just like KSE did with Arsenal, just like FSG Fenway Sports Group is doing with Liverpool, just like Clear Lake Capital and Blue Co are doing with Chelsea. They they're switching it where it doesn't matter if you win, as long as you're trendy and fashionable and you have good PR and the social, and it's we have look at how many teenagers we have in this in your team. That shit's weird, and I'm called that out right now. Why does it matter what age the player is? I don't care if you're 17 or 47. Be good. I don't care what the background is. I don't care um, how many children you have, and it's gonna come off harsh me saying that, but it doesn't matter. I don't give a shit about your personal life. I don't give a shit about um like your upbringing, or I don't care. That's all stories for the mainstream media, which is also bought by the private equity firms. However, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm saying let's win the title, let's win the trophy, and then we can celebrate all that. Then we can all summer long. I'll be the first one at the party. I'll fucking fly to London. I'll be the first one there. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying those things aren't important. You're a human being. You can live your life. All good. Respect. I don't want it. I don't want to hear about that unless I see this first. Same thing with the Knicks. Same thing with the Rangers. I don't give a fuck that Mika Zibanejad is a DJ in Sweden. I don't care. Win the Stanley Cup, and then I'll go to your concert in Sweden. I'll be like I said. I'll be the first one in line. I don't give a shit. Dude. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? And James Dolan, you want to talk about the accusations, yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Eli Manning. This is we'll end it here because this is going to be a long rant. Eli Manning. How the fuck is Eli Manning not in the Hall of Fame? How is Bernie Williams not in the Baseball Hall of Fame? Someone explain that to me. Someone explain how someone who has the most RBIs and the second most hits, and I think the third most home runs, it might be second. Let's pull up the stats. The third most home runs in the history of the postseason, not in the Hall of Fame. 4-time World Series winner. Yeah. And he has a Latin jazz band. And he can play music. But that's it. That's that on a humorous note. That's hilarious. But one of them probably I'm taking Bernie Williams. Yeah. I'm taking Bernie Williams. The only center fielder I'm taking before Bernie Williams is Ken Griffey Jr. in that era. Edmonds, nah. Kenny Lofton, nah. Good players. Marquise Grissom, nah. Good players. I'm not saying they're bad players. I'm taking Bernie. It's Junior and then it's Griffey. How the fuck is he not in the Hall of Fame? Are you kidding me? Like, are you shitting me? Let's pull up the stats. Let's fucking I'm getting worked up here. Let's get the stats up. And he's the most clutch player. How many clutch home runs has Bernie Williams has? Look at this. Bernie Williams has 22 postseason home runs. And I bet you 12 of them were game winners in the 8th inning, 9th inning, or extra time. Or not extra time. That's soccer. That's my soccer brain. Extra innings. How? How? He has more postseason home runs than Mickey Mantle and Derek Jeter and Babe Ruth, dude. What are we doing here, dude? He's number one in Yankees all time in postseason home runs. This shit's ridiculous, dude. Like, how? Why? So another question where I'm genuinely curious: how is Bernie Williams not in the Hall of Fame? How is Don Mattingly not in the Hall of Fame? How? How is this possible? All right, and now let's get into Eli Manning. Yeah, hold on. Let's read Bernie's stats first. Hold on. What the fuck? Uh, fuck. Yeah, and shout out. She knows who she is. She reached out to me about last week's episode. Yeah, and she was like, "I loved it. You were right." Yeah, she knows who she is. Reporter, shout out. I can't. I won't say her name, but she's in the sports industry. That's what I'll say. She's a media personality. Or no, I would call her an actual journalist. She's a proper journalist. She's a proper reporter. And she liked the episode. Even go, she's a real one. She's a real one. So Bernie, one team player. First of all, another notch on his belt. Yeah, this guy's 22 home runs. Yeah, 80 RBIs, which is the record. Leads the entire the history of professional baseball in postseason RBIs. You got to be fucking kidding me. And he's second in hits, and he's third in home runs. And 22, I don't have the actual number, but he's probably like, I would say like 8 of those 22 home runs were like game winners. Not walk-offs, but they won the game. His OPS in the postseason was 1.174. And then in 2003, 1.149. And in 2001, 1 point, this guy has thousands OPS in the postseason. His postseason OPS is 850 for his entire career. Wow. Wow. All right, let's go to Eli Manning. Hold on, I might need to move this because I need Eli stats. I have it up. All right, we're back. So for anyone that doesn't know, um, oh God. For anyone that doesn't know, Eli was denied entry into the Hall of Fame because he didn't get enough votes. They didn't block him, but there wasn't enough people that voted for. And here we go. This fucking computer. This goddamn computer is pissing me off. All right, here we go. I should have had this prepared. This is my fault. I'm sorry. Um, yeah, you probably saw me. Did you guys see the ground? Saw me my shorts. That's it's actually hilarious. I got to go back and watch that actually. Um, but yeah, let's go through Eli's stats. Yeah, where's the honors? Yeah, what's going on here? career statistics. Yeah, all right, there we go. Yeah, because for some reason, like the statistics NFL statistics page doesn't come up on my computer. That's what caused this whole shit. I'm sorry. Um, so Eli Manning is a two-time Super Bowl champion. Yeah, two-time Super Bowl MVP. Four-time Pro Bowl. I guess that doesn't really matter. The Pro Bowl is a joke. Most NFL record, most consecutive completions in a Super Bowl. Hmm. The longest pass completion and touchdown of all time, 99 yards, tied with other people, but he was most passing yards in a single postseason. Most passing yards ever in a single postseason in the history of American football. Postseason. Most completions ever in the history of American football. Postseason. Every single passing record in New York Giants franchise history. All of them. Every single one. Some of them are bad. There's a fumbles one. I'll hold that. I'll hold that. Every single record in New York Giants franchise history. Beat Tom Brady twice. Beat Bill Belichick twice. Retired Brett Favre, effectively. Went to Lambeau Field in an ice storm and beat Brett Favre. And look at Brett Favre's career afterwards. He he went to the Jets, showed his dick to a cheerleader, and then went and got bountied on the Vikings afterwards. But that wasn't his fault. Brett Favre was actually good on the Vikings, but effectively ended Brett Favre's career. Another ice storm. Aaron Rodgers, Mr. Ayahuasca, but respect, salute. Went there against Aaron Rodgers. Sub-zero temperatures, snowstorm, beat Aaron Rodgers. Hmm. Eli Manning went against Brady. 18-0, best team in the history of the NFL. We all know what happened there. Threw an absolute dart to Mario Manningham. 2011. Made my friend Joe Mark cry as we were watching the game together, when all of us were together watching the game. That's probably the last game I watched start to finish. Every single second of every game was the 2011 Super Bowl. Patriots Giants. Who's the quarterback? Oh, yeah, it was Eli Manning. Yeah, it was. Sent Giselle into a tizzy because Wes Welker dropped the pass. Fair play. Armand Bradshaw should have taken a knee at the 1 yard line. He didn't. He tried. He still fell into the end zone. But at least he was trying to do the right thing. I think he was just running too fast. Okay, but who's the quarterback? Who threw that pass to Mario Manningham? think it was Eli Manning. Yeah, it was. Not a Hall of Famer. How many people have been Tom Brady in the Super Bowl? Bill Belichick. I know two people. There's only two. It's Eli Manning and shout out Tom Coughlin, one of the most underrated coaches ever. And it's Nick fucking Foles, or Foles, excuse me. And it's the goddamn Eagles, which I hated. I don't know how they won. That's crazy that they won that game. They should have been eliminated by the Bears earlier that season. Double doink. I watched that game live. That's where the glory of St. Louis Blues ties into hockey. That's a long story. Like, we can't go another 40 minutes. It's another story because the double doink game ties into the NHL with the St. Louis Blues. Big time in Philadelphia. To the point where the people in Philadelphia were celebrating the Blues winning the Stanley Cup that year. Big up Jacks. Mumbers Parade. Yeah, see, you can't fuck with me, dude. I'll know your shit. James Dolan, don't fuck with me, dude. Don't do it. I may be sitting in fucking shorts right now, but don't fuck with me. Yeah. You don't want to. This would be the last thing you want to do. And what else can I say about Eli? Oh, yeah, his media career, which was astonishing. That I didn't think Eli would be this good in the media, but he's hilarious. And he's not just hilarious. He did a video where he did like um he was analyzing like quarterback, like a John Gruden style quarterback play from the quarterback. John Gruden does it from the coach's perspective, but Eli did it from the quarterback, what he sees and how he evaluates and analyzes it. And he's good, man. My first ever social media account ever in my life in 2005 was a YouTube account. Eli Manning is good. And when I used to play fantasy football, first pick Eli Manning. That's my team. Team Frappier, if anyone knows. That's an inside NYU joke right there. Team Frappier. Eli Manning was my quarterback. Landing the minerals, dunking on Brian Dawkins and what's her name? Trotter from the Eagles. Oh yeah. That game where we came back and Eli threw 5 touchdowns against the mad points. And I had LaDainian Tomlinson, San Diego Chargers, LaDainian Tomlinson, landing it. Bobby A wins. He wins leagues. I won the league. Albeit that was the only time I ever won. And then I won the baseball league with Troy Tulowitzki. Because Troy Tulowitzki, during the playoffs, in September, Troy Tulowitzki hit like 18 home runs in 1 month. Nah, I'm probably exaggerating. It's probably like 50, but it was like 15 home runs in 1 month, and I won the league because I could have benched every other player and just put Troy Tulowitzki in, and I would have won the league because he was raking. It's almost like I know what I'm talking about. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. But Eli, so these frauds will end it on this. These frauds in the media that are trying to exclude Eli. It's probably because it's a little bit of a New York bias. but it's also because Eli, throughout his entire career, has had this perception that he's kind of a doofus, he's goofy. Eli Manning is one of the best quarterbacks. I'm not taking any other quarterback other than Brady. I'll give Brady his respect and Rodgers. Brady, Rodgers. And then I'm taking Eli before Peyton Manning, before Roethlisberger, before Lamar Jackson, before Mahomes in the last 20 years. I think eventually Jackson and Mahomes will surpass Eli in greatness. Yes, fair play. But as of right now, today, February 7th, 2025, I'm only taking two quarterbacks before Eli Manning. Real talk. And I want to hear your argument or debate against that. Show it to me. Who's beat Brady twice in the Super Bowl? And he beat him in the regular season a couple of times. And we only lost one time because we had the kicker. I can't remember his name. It wasn't Tynes after that time. After that time, no pun. Kicker missed a field goal. We should beat Brady again. Bear Pasco, winning the game in the regular season. I know the real ones will know. Bear Pasco catching the game-winning touchdown against Brady. Suck on that. So you're gonna it's a media bias, and I think it's a personal bias where people think Eli was always kind of the doofy, like he's an oaf of some kind. Nah, look at his media career. Look at what he's doing. Who knew Eli was going to be this good and this charming um and amusing and I don't know if I would call Eli like fashion forward, but like cool, but he's definitely likable. He's incredibly likable and charismatic. Who ever thought that would happen after the way that like all of his interviews during his playing career? But he did. He landed it. How is he not in the Hall of Fame? It's a disgrace. But the Hall of Fame, that just proves that the Hall of Fame is I'm not going to use the buzzwords that people use, but that proves that the Hall of Fame is just complete bullshit. It is. I don't care about I don't I know the players and people in the industry care about it, but as a fan, I don't care about Hall of Fame at all. It's there's too much non sporting competition involved in the Hall of Fame because there's this whole heap of other things behind the scenes with media and like owners and coaches and management behind the scenes. The fact that Bernie Williams and Eli Manning, if Eli Manning doesn't make the Hall of Fame, it's irrelevant. Bernie Williams not being in the Baseball Hall of Fame, not being in Cooperstown, makes the whole thing irrelevant to me. That's absolute bullshit. It's crazy. It's crazy that the person who's driven in the most runs in the history of professional baseball in clutch moments postseason when it matters the most, it's not. I mean, what are we doing here? Why does it even exist? Why? Because he plays Latin jazz music. No, I'm not even going to go that political route. We didn't even talk about Bill Maher. Damn it. Fuck. We should be. I got too caught up. I might need to. All right, let's land it real quick. Let's land it. Yeah, let's do it. So the monologue was good. Bill Maher. So shout out Bill Maher every time. Real time. One of the best shows on television ever. Ever. Um there's a couple of there was an RFK joke which I like. The one on one was no, I'm looking at the wrong fucking day. Yeah. The one on one was Chris Hayes. Yeah, I'm looking at the right. The one on one was Chris Hayes. He said some good things about the monetization of attention. I like that. That ties in with sports. So he's monetizing like uh, instead of clips on social media, it's more his argument was people either want 10 seconds or they want 3 hours. And he has a good point about that. And what does this say? Oh, compulsory default mode. That's what I wrote. Yeah. In the he's saying in terms of like when you go out to a restaurant or when you go out to like the movie theater or when you're hanging out with your friends and you're over at their house, it's only like you're constantly like it's instinctually and default that you have to check your phone. Gotta check my phone. Gotta check my phone. Gotta check my phone. And that's destroying the way people interact with each other in real life. That's a good point. I agree with that. Book culture. No one reads books anymore, which is facts, straight facts, except a certain number of people, or a select few, I would say. No one reads books anymore. They talked about that. Um, and he says, "House." I don't want to get too political on your show. This is not what this is for. But yeah, Byron Donalds and Tara Palmieri were the panel. They were talking about the Gaza Strip and the Middle East and what America is going to do there. And she said, and I said this yesterday, and she said the same thing. How am I always ahead of everyone? I don't even follow politics, and I'm ahead of the game. She said, Donald Trump wants to turn the Gaza Strip into the Atlantic City, and I said that. I said that jokingly, literally, earlier today in the morning to someone. It's crazy. Check out the Drex. Like, big up Corvo, big up Joe. Joe is now officially on the Drex Live. Big news. Uh, never, yeah. America never reacts. It always overreacts. That's a big statement from Bill Maher. That's a big statement. Uh, and they were talking about like how in football, yeah, I don't want to get into this part of it. Like the the he's saying Bill Maher. When did Bill Maher also the real talk? When did Bill Maher become this much of a football fan? I didn't know that. I knew he always like dabbled, but he he was making fun of football when I remember when the Falcons were were playing the Patriots, and he was saying he doesn't know who anyone else is, and he hated the Patriots because their Tom Brady was wearing the MAGA hat, and Kraft and Trump are boys, and Belichick wrote a letter to Donald Trump. That all happened. That's all real, by the way. Don't forget that. Tom Brady was the first athlete to rock a MAGA hat. Before Kanye West, let's have it right. Kanye West is off the reservation right now. I like his music, but whoa, what are we doing here? And Robert Kraft is personal friends with Trump. Not I'm not saying hold on. This is why I didn't want to get into this. Let me stop right there. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna cut it off. And then the new rules, they were talking about Spirit Airlines. That was a good joke. And the editorial was good by Bill, um, where he said that mm, how can I put this? He's basically saying that the internet and digital life is making things worse for living in the real world. So, um, living in the way people communicate and interact with each other, you don't have to talk to human beings anymore. You just everything, even ordering food or grocery shopping, is all just machines and AI and robots. And he's saying how dangerous that's going to be, and especially for the younger generation growing up, which is a good point. Yeah, I'll go. I might have to record another episode and go into that more because that was a good episode. The panel was kind of they're talking about every time people talk about the Middle East that don't know about the history of Judaism and Islam and the civilizations and how the Middle East was formed and they like the ancient history about it. If you don't know the history of what was happening, like I can't take I don't want to hear you. I honestly, real talk, I don't want to hear your opinion on that. If you don't really know the heritage of everything that's happened in the past. So and so all right, I'm gonna yeah, I gotta cut it off. And yeah, this is not a political show. I'm gonna tell you right now, people, don't take my politics takes seriously. But I do know history, and I do know sports, and I do know comedy. So yeah, the political stuff, I can talk about that, but this is not the forum for that. So yeah, I want to say that like flat out. Don't take any of my political takes. Don't take it seriously, please. Um, I'm not trying to be some pundit on in the mainstream media. Nah, 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 nah. Nah. All right. But we might do. I like real time. One of my favorite shows. I want to do a reaction. I might have to do another one, but we're already on 58 minutes. We might have to edit that. All right. We got to cut it right there. But sorry for the abrupt ending. But like, love to everyone who watches this. I appreciate all the subscribers. I'm not looking for any donations or any clout or any status. That's not what this is about. This is about just building a community and having a conversation with everyone. That's more important to me. I don't care if I make a single cent from this. I never want to. I have a job. I'm good. I have what I want to do. I'm not trying to be a career influencer. Nah, 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 nah. Nah. But I'm no disrespect to the other people that are. I see you. There's some people that have good content out there. But all right, so we'll end it on that note. Almost right on the button on the hour. Salute. I'll see you next Friday.